Hey, what's up? Welcome to the Butter Gallery. My name is Jamhal Williams and I have a show up at the moment. Come on in and check it out. I just recently had a art opening here. The show will be up for the rest of the month. It's called Inside Out. It's got old and new pieces. I don't show that much. I'm recently starting to come out and show some of my work. And here it is. I went to school and studied at the Museum of Fine Arts of Boston. Like with anything that I want to do in life, I think it's key to have balance. I'm trying to create some music, I'm trying to create tension, but I'm also trying to hold everything together to have balance. I'm a professional skateboarder and I like, the whole idea of working with wood because of the board. And some of these sculptures over here came out of that idea of experimenting with a skateboard as a vehicle to bring out a three-dimensional form. Some mixed media piece that I did. It's a study of sculpture over here, and the interesting thing about it is there's a story that this guy Ocean Howell, he was a pro skater I grew up idolizing, and he wrote this awesome piece about corporate America and skateboarders and how we skate in the urban environment on the concrete plazas of corporate America and how we use that terrain in our coexistence. And so I thought that was a really interesting piece. Ed Templeton probably was one of my biggest single influences because him and Mike Vallely started a skate brand in the early 90s called Television. And these guys were living a creative lifestyle. They were designing their own skateboard graphics. And Ed was always painting. When I would go to California, he would always say, hey, here's some paints, here's some markers, draw. He influenced me to paint my own board graphics. Looking back now, I'm like, wow, I painted my very first board graphic and I actually, got a positive response from people about it. He helped open that creative outlet. I'd have to say Ed Templeton, Nadas, Mark Gonzalez, Neil Blender, and Andy Howell. They've all been huge influences on me as a painter and a skater trying to live a creative lifestyle through the arts. I did these drawings here in 2002. A professor of mine told me if I want to learn about funky forms and shapes and interesting wood sculpture, to go to the African arts section of the Museum of Fine Arts and to look at the pieces for a while. So I would go to the museum and I would sit down and do studies of the African sculptures. And I actually chose these two drawings and I used them for board graphics. That's something I want to experiment more with more illustrative pieces for board graphics, which I haven't really done much of yet, because it's a small brand still. It's getting there though.
I think Jamhal has very high aesthetic standards for himself and everything he does, everything he produces. It's not just on his skateboarding. Everything this guy touches pretty much becomes art. It's beautiful, it's aesthetically pleasing. This is one of the new pieces. To me also this work is very much like jazz. This is very musical also. This work is very musical. And if I had to pick a musical genre to describe it, jazz would be the one. He has always, as a skateboarder, been an artist, and as an artist, been a skateboarder, and been able to combine those two things in his lifestyle.
I'll continue to do drawings and wood sculptures and exploring different mediums, but abstract painting's a love that I have that I'll hopefully be able to do for the rest of my life.